I've been teaching exercise classes, looking at the 10-year anniversary. October 2019 would have been my 10-year anniversary of teaching classes in St. Michael's. On July 30th, twilight, wearing untested shoes, walking on some rocks, I fell. I was walking briskly. I was with a companion, thank God. One foot slipped back, the other foot went forward, my body torqued, I landed. I fall not infrequently, and I pop up and fix the bruises. I couldn't get up. Oh God, it was one of my scariest life experiences, to be stretched out on the rocks in the dusk, unable to move. I can recall it really potently, as people can, when tragedies or unexpected things happen. The feeling of, please don't let this be happening because my life is over. My companion picked me up and cemented for me that I couldn't move. So my companion put me back down again, went back to where I had left my purse with my insurance cards and my cell phone, and called 911. And all I could do was lie on my back and be ministered to. And sure enough, in the emergency department, after some x-rays, I was told I had sheared off the top of my leg bone, which counts as a broken hip. And I was super lucky that the premier hip surgeon had a slot to put me in the next afternoon. And so I fell on the 30th, and I had my new hip on the 31st, and I went home on the 1st. Yeah, having accepted that I was not going to be teaching my exercise classes for a bit. And I had to deal with some shame, because as an exercise leader, what am I doing breaking a hip? I mean, it's bad enough I fell, but a broken bone? I was still coming from a place of, oh my God, what kind of a role model am I? And you know what kind of a role model I am? One who gets on with things, who has some resilience, who's lucky enough to have some resilience. By the time it happened, I was in my 70s, and all of us who make it that long have had life disappointments, and we've had more significant ones than a bone that heals. My bone healed. I was back to my YMCA classes with a cane and a driver, but I got there in 2.5 weeks. But I spent lots of time having gratitude that I was repairable, that the ambulance was so great, that the surgeon was there. I didn't have to wait a week in hospital with a broken hip to get repaired, that there were no secondary infections. I improved slowly and steadily, and that was nice. And it gave me hope for when the next thing happens. If and when a disease process comes along, or I have another fall and another injury, that gradually over time things evolve, and even if it's not a healing, there is an evolution. I got reminded again of how incredibly wonderful people are. Neighbors showing up with food, cards in the mail, and other people have such a strong desire to want to help that I realized I should just sit back and enjoy it. Rubbing up against spiritual peace for me was going from shame, I wish I didn't have to tell anybody about this, I wish nobody knew, to accepting the ministrations of others and realizing that I have a story to tell. And my story is about, you do what you're told to do, you get on your meds, you embrace the parts of life that haven't been trammeled,